Buenos dias, beautiful people. Hello, my name is Fidel Omar Rodriguez. I'm going to be your instructor for Math College Algebra 1414 WY1. So, y'all, our class is a hybrid class, which means we meet, instead of twice a week, we meet once a week. And then you guys have to do some stuff on your own online. That's kind of, it's a balance between an in-person class and an online class. So, as everybody knows, in-person classes for Tuesday, January 21, have been canceled due to the weather, right? So we won't meet on Tuesday night. But because our class is a hybrid, y'all, I'm going to have you do just a little bit of stuff online. And then we'll meet up again on, I guess it'll be the 28th, right? So I'm making this video just to kind of give you some basic instructions, okay? So y'all, I'm going to kind of outline, this is normally what I would do on the first day of school, but since we're not going to be there, I want to give you this video to show you how basically our Blackboard page is going to work. So at the top of our Blackboard page, you're actually going to find this welcome video, right? The second thing you'll see is Pronto Instant Messaging. So I have the link in our Blackboard page. What it does, y'all, it's basically like WhatsApp for STC. You don't put your phone numbers or anything like that. It just links your STC account with this messaging app. Y'all, I use Pronto a lot. I send you messages multiple times during the week. I send major announcements through Blackboard, but I send a lot of messages through Pronto. So you can always access it from our Blackboard page, but you can also get the Pronto app for your phone or your iPad or something like that. I usually tell people get the app, but what I tell people is turn off all the notifications, because sometimes students will say, hey sir, you know, I had it, but I had to get rid of it because 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting all these notifications because students are asking questions in my other classes. And I understand all that, right? I have Pronto, guys. I have it on my iPad, which is where I'm making this video. All my notifications are turned off. I check it multiple times a day, but I don't have any notifications. I would highly encourage you, download it, but just turn your notifications off. But check it at least once a day, okay? Because I do send messages through here. Second thing is I have a blank multiplication table. It comes in really handy. I'm not telling you we're not going to use calculators. We definitely are, but having the multiplication table is really handy, okay? Third thing down, or fourth thing down on our Blackboard page is a YouTube playlist. Y'all, these are videos that I made that it's basically the whole course set up because I teach online class as well. And then since this is a hybrid, I'm providing you guys with that YouTube playlist as well. These are my own videos. I made all these videos. I go through each of the notes that we're going to be going through when we meet in class. It took me a long time to make those videos, y'all. When I made the videos, what I do is I talk to the video as if you and I are in the same room, okay? That's kind of my method of instruction. So anyway, I want to let you know that's there. The next thing in our list is kind of like a welcome page. It just kind of gives you some, information about the class, basic information. And then just a little thing about me, like, this is who I am, right? I used to do strongman competitions, right? All that kind of good stuff back in the day before COVID, and then that kind of threw everything, to the side. And I'm 51 now, so hey, not as young as I used to be. But anywho, there's just some info there about me. The next thing down on our list, y'all, is the concourse syllabus. So this has all the information for our class. On day one, I normally go through the syllabus in some detail on certain things. Couple things I want to mention that are really important. My contact information and when you can find me in my office, all that kind of good stuff, y'all, is going to be there. It's going to be under instructor information. You'll have my name, my STC phone number, my email address, and one of the things I mentioned there is message me on Pronto. If you want to get in contact with me, y'all, the quickest way for you to get in contact with me is message me on Pronto, because I check it during the work week. I check it multiple times a day, okay? Let's see, there's things in there like the course breakdown, like how many exams are we going to have? We're going to have 4 tests and a final. We're going to have some quizzes. There's going to be homework, right? And I kind of break down like how much each of those things are worth. And then the grading scale, right? Like a 90 to 100's an A, and 80 to an 89's a B, all that kind of good stuff. All that stuff is there. It's pretty standard. A couple of things that I do want to mention that are really, really important is one of them is If you have any kind of a disability where you receive disability services, if you have not yet contacted the counseling office to get those accommodations made, I highly encourage you to do that. If you're watching this video, as soon as the video is over, get on the phone, send an email, go in person Wednesday, whatever it is you got to do. Okay. The reason being is that I can only make accommodations once I receive the accommodation forms, and they don't go retroactively. They don't go backwards. So if you have accommodations, but you don't get that set up, what are we now, the spring, January, you don't get that set up until February. We can't go back and say, oh, you know what, all those assignments you did prior, you can now go back and redeal with accommodations. They don't do it that way, okay? So we can only make accommodations once the accommodation forms are sent in. So I wanted to mention that. Along those same lines, if you are pregnant and you have doctor's appointments that are related to your pregnancy, and your doctor says, hey, you know what, you should be excused from, having to attend class on a particular day because of this or whatever it happens to be. Number one, once you get those forms from your doctor, you don't bring them to me, you take them to the counseling office, and once they approve of it, then they let me know, hey, this student is protected under the Parent and Pregnancy Act. And then whatever accommodations I need to make, I'm happy to make them. I have to make them. I have no problem making them. I'm glad to do it. But again, those accommodations can only be made from once I get the forms from STC forward. They don't go backwards. So if you say, well, hey, sir, you know what? The reason I wasn't there on this day, the reason I wasn't there for this quiz was because I had this appointment, we can't go back, okay? So I wanted to mention that on there. There is a clause in there about discrimination. So y'all, at school, you should feel 100% safe, okay? STC does not tolerate discrimination. I don't tolerate discrimination, and neither should you. So the one thing I really want to emphasize on this is that if you are being discriminated on the basis of sex, religion, sexual orientation, sexual identity, anything like that, let me know so that I can help you contact the people that need to address this, okay? So anyway, I wanted to really emphasize that. Don't tolerate discrimination. If you have strong feelings about certain things and that those feelings may have you being discriminatory towards somebody else, keep them to yourself, okay? Because nobody's going to tolerate discrimination at STC, and neither am I, and neither should you. Okay, after the syllabus, y'all, there is just another link there about my contact info, my office hours, to let you guys know I'm going to, at least on Tuesdays, more specifically for our class, we're going to meet in Wesco at the Mid-Valley campus, Building K, first floor, 1.307. Our class meets from 6 to 7:55. I'm in the classroom by 5:15, okay? So I'm guessing a lot of you, and I don't know, maybe not, but some of you may be working and this is why you're taking the class at 6 in the evening. But just to let you know, I'm in there at 5:15. I'm there for 45 minutes before class. I'm happy to help anybody and everybody who comes in with questions. Sir, I don't know how to do this problem. Sir, I got stuck on that one, all that kind of good stuff, okay? So I wanted to mention that. But all my office hours are there and my contact info. The next thing is a link called Pearson. Pearson is where we're going to be doing all of our assignments, okay? And you'll click on that and I'll give you some instructions and whatnot. The next thing is the weekly schedule. So it kind of has, this is what we're going to be doing each week. We're going to have to modify it a little bit, y'all, because for the first week, we're really going to do 2 sections. I'm just going to have you guys just do one on your own, okay? And then there is something called the weekly activities folder. So in the weekly activities folder, y'all, what's available right now is week 1. If you click on week 1, it's going to say like an introduction, chapter 1 notes, and homework assignment for 7.7. So in here, what I'm asking you to do is, number 1, create your MyLab account, and I provided a link to a document that kind of gives you a real simple method on how you can create your MyLab account. Y'all, you don't need to buy a textbook for the class, but you do need to purchase the MyLab software. In that document, I show you how you can get temporary access for free for the first 2 weeks. If you're repeating this class, you can still get temporary access. Just use a different email address, okay? So as anything else, y'all, when you're creating an account, you put your name, Usually it asks you for, some kind of date of birth, and it asks for an email address, okay? Whatever email address you want you to use, y'all, that's fine. If you want to use the STC one, I'm okay with that. If you want to use like a Gmail account, I'm okay with that. It doesn't really matter to me. But anyway, you'll create your MyLab account. The second thing I'll tell you to do is make sure that you do get Pronto. And then what I have is I have a link to the notes. So this is going to be the first set of notes that I'm going to give you guys. I was going to bring you guys copies of the notes on Tuesday. I'll bring them in the next Tuesday. But at least click on the link so you can see the notes. And then what I'm going to have you all do is go to the YouTube playlist. I put a link for it in our week 1 folder as well. And what I want y'all to do is watch the video for 7.7. It's the first video in the playlist. And follow along in your notes. Like, write down what I'm writing down, okay? Again, I talk you through the process. Once you're done with that and you've created your MyLab account, there's a link to the homework for 7.7. And you'll do that assignment, okay? Anyway, guys, I'm sorry we didn't get to meet on the first date, but I will be here for all your questions. At any point in time, y'all, you have questions about anything, let me know, message me, send me an email. If you call me and I'm not in my office, y'all, leave me a voicemail. I get an email with that recording from the voicemail, and then I can get back to you, okay? Quickest way to get in contact with me, send me a message on Pronto. I'm looking forward to this semester. Guys, stay warm. I know it's chilly out there, and I'll see you guys on the 28th, okay? See you soon. Bye-bye.